Anywho, we are back on the Mana Symbol channel. We're playing a little more of JiggyWiggy's Esper Mentor deck. There are no Arreos to be found here. So what are we doing? Well, we are using the card Monastery Mentor. This 3-mana 2/2 human monk with prowess has a secondary quote-unquote prowess trigger, which says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess. This card is usually seen as a sideboard piece of technology from Blue-White Control or Esper Control or Jeskai Control or any of those decks. That's not what we're doing here. No, we are going pedal to the metal and trying to get this thing down and dump out a huge number of small, cheap spells in a whole bunch of different ways that we can do that and overwhelm our opponent with tokens. Around that core, Jiggy has sort of arranged some Mox Ambers with Emry and Lurrus of the Dream Den. So playing main deck Lurrus is an interesting thing to do. You definitely want to play Mishra's Bauble when you're doing that. The Baubles, the Mox Ambers, and the Engineered Explosives, of course, all count as non-creature spells from Monastery Mentor, and Lurrus allows us to recast them. So either allowing us to draw more cards per turn or allowing us to blow up some of our opponent's permanents per turn. We also get to play Emry, Lurker of the Loch, which is excellent at recurring our cheap artifacts as well. So we have some redundancy on that front. So either one of these allows us to play extra spells to trigger our mentor when we do that. We've got Repeal in here. This is technology taken from the Arayo era. So Repeal allows us to bounce one of our 0-cost artifacts and then replay it, netting us a total of 1, 2, 3 spells, or if it's already in play, Repeal plus the 0 cost is 1, 2 spells. We also draw a card for 1 mana, and if we have a Mox Amber in play, it's basically 0 in total. And then the final slots in this deck are some Unearths, Inquisitions, Fatal Pushes, Thought Scours, Snapcaster Mages, and Jace, Vryn's Prodigy. So the reason that we're doing these things is either to keep ourselves alive, to cantrip and put things into our graveyard, to disrupt our opponent's stuff, and Unearth has some seriously severe synergy in the fact that you can bring back a Lurrus or an Emry. If your Emry mills a Lurrus, then you can play it back out. You've got Snapcaster Mages. Lurrus can play the Snapcaster Mage, get the Unearth the Lurrus, or Unearth something else, whatever you're interested in, and go sort of down that road. So lots of interesting ways we can do that. So Emry and Thought Scour fill our own graveyard. Snapcaster can play out of it. Lurrus plays out of it. Emry plays out of it, of course. That's why she fills it. So not too much to say there. Collective Brutality 4 count in the sideboard, so I think Jiggy's fairly ready to be hedged against the Prowess deck. We got the extra Engineer Explosives, Nihil Spellbombs for Dredge and other graveyard decks. I want to cut this gut shot. That seems like nonsense, and just add a 4th Nihil Spellbomb. So just give me 1 second, and we're going to get off into a league. All right, let's go. Let's go. All I'm looking for is a 3-2 here, folks. All I'm looking for is a 3-2. Yeah, I mean, Arreo is the most successful version of this kind of deck, Pogo. So I not sure it is correct to say that this is less janky. This is probably more janky by not playing Arreo. Won the die roll. All right, let's go. No landers. Let's go. Sure. Turn one, Emry is something. They're probably on the new prowess deck. Rift Bolt. Oh, they're on burn. Interesting. So I guess I'm gonna try to overwhelm them with this Monastery Mentor. Best way to do that is this wise. Lava Spike coming off the top. That does not solve their problems, although this Rift Bolt may do. See what they choose to do with it. Take out the Mentor. Makes sense. My most mana costly permanent. This is an Eidolon. We're in big trouble already. We're gonna need to. Yep. Brutal. Basically dead from this point, I think. Like, luckily we have 4 Collective Brutalities for the post board, but realistically, I don't imagine ourselves being able to win this game from this point, which is just really frustrating. But those are the breaks, I suppose. If they attack with the Eidolon with no plan, we can just play Snapcaster Mage. Hopefully it connects. But we'll see. Yeah. I mean, burn's not even the problem, Pogo Shark. I don't mind burn. It's burn when I had a draw with no Inquisitions, no Fatal Pushes, just like no, and they have Sail Fires, so we're just dead here. And they had turn 2 Eidolon. So there's really not, I mean, there are draws from burn where we would not have a problem with that, but you know, they had the right one, so we did, and we died. It's all good. Snap. Jace is really poor. I need to, well, maybe I can keep one, but I want to go too low on my artifact count. Nor do I want to go too low on my legend count. I suppose Lurrus is one of the less good cards, although it does have lifelink, but I don't know. No, I should keep Lurrus. It's a guaranteed 2-for-1. You bet your bippy I stream non-arena stuff, Alex, but I hope you did enjoy the arena stuff earlier. Multiple really, really good limited records so far from my recent attempts, so. Is Repeal worth it? I didn't even notice them. I don't know why. Yeah, Repeal's not really worth having here. I mean, it can be. As much as it's ever worth having in this deck, but you're right. I should have noticed. I didn't even see them. I don't know why I didn't see the Repeals while I was looking at the deck. I don't know what is... Goodness gracious. So keep bottom and Emry and just pray that the Bauble draws me a second land, and or they have a turn 1 Goblin Guide that gives me a land, I guess. Unearth on top. Well, if the Mentor's bad in Modern, clap your hands. If the Mentor's bad in Modern, clap your hands. Scalding turn. Well, they're hitting their land drops. Three baubles, though. I know, that's something. What are you doing? Why now? Worst possible moment. Lightning bolt on top. All right, fun. There we go. Oh no, what is this? Oh, they're buying their Lurrus. That's fine. Bet them points. You heard the man. Bet him. You bet him. I caught my best friend in bed with my wife. You bet her? Yep. Bet him too. Boop. Big bets. Big bets only. Skullcrack? Oh, that's so rude. Fuck you. Okay. Yep. There's no way they can get their hand empty of instant sorceries, right? They had to have drawn one. No, of course they drew. Okay, they drew Wear Tear. It's just, thank God. I go to 8. And I'm barely alive here. And they draw a fetch land, so now they can go Lurrus, Seal of Fire, Seal of Fire. So we're in trouble. Disappointed by the lack of gambling. I mean, there's just not that many people here yet, Alex. You do this a lot. You fire things off too early, and then you complain about the fact that people aren't, like, you either fire things off too early or too late, and there's just, like, not... like, I don't know what you want. Like, the world doesn't perfectly revolve around your whims here. Okay, so now I have no ability to enable Revolt. And they have, you know what? We're just done here. Just Skullcrack, and they unloaded everything that wasn't. No, early is supposed to help. There's just like there's only 9 people around, man. So I don't know. There you go. Pogo Shark got you covered. Probably just annoyed because I got my ass handed to me by Burn there, even though we boarded in 4 Collective Brutalities. Was so ready for their Eidolon hand. Voss killer. Oh no, Brent. Voss better watch out. Sedgemoor is fantastic. I don't know what any of your words mean. I am super confused. I wonder if Sedgemoor Witch is any good in this kind of shell. Ah, that's that's an interesting thought, because then you don't have to play white anymore. Matzo Ball with the big brain energy. But did you see her face, Shauna? Did you see her face? Brent Voss made the successful Lotus Breach deck before the last Pro Tours last year. Neat. Oh no. Wait, but there's no Lurrus. Interesting. Rivals player. Okay. Cool. Yeah, well, your precious Rivals player didn't respond to my good luck and have fun, so don't know what to say to that. Kind of unbelievable, actually. You know, this guy. That sucks. I just don't even have anything to flashback yet, but like I could throw out like infinite artifacts this turn, but it's just not worth it. You don't think this is Brent Voss? I had never even heard of Brent Voss until today, until all you folks started talking about him, so I assume it is not. I don't know why anyone decided that it was, unless this is their screen name. I Oh, you were the one you're the one who said it, dude. You stand Lotus Breach. Okay. I know you do, but like I don't know what Lightning Axe. This is gonna be there's an Arclight Phoenix in their graveyard. I was about to say this is gonna be a Phoenix deck. It's clearly already a Phoenix deck. Okay. So I can't go Lurrus into Emry because I won't be able to produce black mana. But I could go Jace into Emry, which I suppose is worth doing. I'm mildly concerned about dying, but so say we all, I suppose. Well, we flipped a Repeal, which I can snap back next turn, so that's something. Jace will certainly flip if they don't kill it. The second Prismari command? Please no. Manamorphose. Gross. What are the chances I die this turn? Very, very high. Exceedingly high. Got it. Of course, Prismari command enabled Phoenix. This is not an Arreo deck, no. It maybe could be, maybe should be, but it's not. Only one Phoenix coming back so far. But they have more time to cast spells. Next turn we have either... Of course there's a freaking Lightning Axe. They're killing my Emry. They have another kill spell? They just think Emry's more dangerous. There's two Phoenix... Oh my god. We're just dead. There's nothing we can do. Shit. I can repeal the dragon next turn, but it doesn't matter. Push. Jace. Push. Push, snap, push. Jace shrinks the other Arclight. I guess we'll go to 1. 1 is not none. If I get Lurrus into play, it generates 1 mana for me, but that's not helpful. That's not enough. I shouldn't have done that in that order, but whatever. I don't need that. I need to play the Mox Amber for Revolt. Shrink 1 Phoenix. Snap. Fatal Push. They have 2 cards in hand. So this might be good enough. Godspeed, little doodle. Who's your hero? Surely not me. I'm dying here. I'm no one's hero. I'm dying like a dog here. This is a Prismari command, right? Finale. 1, 2, 3. The Phoenix comes back. I'm dead. Okay. I didn't build this deck, dude. This is a Jiggy deck. We are getting stomped on. However, that 4th Nihil Spellbomb I jammed in. That should be something. And then more push. Less Inquisition. Yeah, I guess we need a Jiggy command, huh? Don't blame me, blame Jiggy for the Jiggy command. Well, it didn't seem to do anything, so I'm not blaming anyone about anything, dude. Why would I blame you for a command that doesn't exist? This is, yeah. Two matches, 2 mulls to 5. Unreal. And I guess I can actually keep this. So I kind of have all of their angles covered with this hand. Not well. Probably should have kept the Emry, but... No. That's not specific enough, Shauna. But I know what is. I got it covered, guys. Don't worry. I know what I like. And I like what I know. There you go. You got a Jiggy command. I hope you're all happy. What are the chances they have a 6 sideboard G and they just bury us? Fun fact, their deck is already playing Prismari Command, so they have access to a Shatter in their main deck. Now they can kill my Spellbomb without me having anything to say about it, in terms of recouping my card loss. Maybe they won't have the Prismari command, but I don't assume that I'm going to be that lucky. I definitely should have kept the Emry on the mulligan here. I was just tilted by the mull to 6. Yeah, there is, Shona. I hope it's not overly audible. It's usually not disruptive. Hard cast the Phoenix. Yep. So I can sack the Spellbomb and then on the stack push the Phoenix. But I really... don't feel confident about that. We're both playing creatures that are considered unplayable in Modern, but mine just not in this kind of deck. Alrighty, what do they got? Is it Charm? Alright, we're gonna have to kill this Phoenix. It's just, I don't have enough life to play with anymore. Why are they thought scouring me on my upkeep? I don't understand. Well, we did just hit an Unearth, so that's kind of big game. Although I might end up dying this turn, so this may be unwise, but I'm gonna do it anyway. You! What the hell? I'm so mad. That is a like. First of all, it's a terrible play because I was gonna cast Unearth and target one of my threats, but whatever. You're playing Surgical? Does not taste good. All right. Wait. I mean, Shauna, I've known people who play instruments who sort of are like that. They're just at that one level for their entire time and they never progress. It takes more of an investment than 30 minutes a day, at least mentally. And something, I don't know. Second Phoenix. Okay. Can I go to 4 in order to be able to draw a card? Probably not, huh? Alright, 1 down. God damn it. Well, I'm at 4. Come on. Oh my goodness. Uh-huh. Alright, well. The problem I have is I can't draw a Fatal Push. Because it won't do anything. I won't have Revolt on their turn. Unless for some reason they decide to kill one of my creatures before combat. Well, maybe they have a less than mediocre year and a less than mediocre sense of rhythm, Shauna. It's always possible. Just 2 lands, huh? Wild. Come on. 3, 4, 5. I can deal 5 damage next turn. I can't imagine there's anything I can draw to close this out, but maybe. They're gonna have something though, right? Nope. Huh. That is lethal damage. That's hilarious. Unless it turns out they do have the removal, and then I just lose. I don't know what they could have in their hand. 3 cards in their hand that they lose. Yeah, it's all good, man. I mean, again, I've known people who have legitimate reasons for never getting any better, and I know people who never get any better, and there's no reason. They're just not like musically inclined. Shock. Just lose to freaking is it Charm on Shock? Woof. Close one. Considering how garbage our draw was, I guess I should be happy, but ugh. I think Jiggy would not keep this hand. I have been playing strong decks, Shauna. We've still been getting broken in half. It feels like every match that I play, no matter what I'm playing right now, I just die, like, to everything. Goblin lore. Oh, Lord. Chess stream or Tetris. They're playing the bad combo deck, huh? Alright. Alright. So that means the hollow one comes in. They still have the lightning axe though. So Emry's gonna eat it, unfortunately. Maybe no. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to play that one. Jiggy was poking at me to play this deck earlier this week. He said it was really good, so I wanted to believe it. It's fine. I mean, I don't even know if it's as good as the bad Phoenix deck we played against, but it's I bet as good as it's ever been. It's like a proactive deck that's like somewhat on the modern power level, but I don't know. They're still on one land, huh? That was Glenhorn Buccaneer, yeah. I don't think they're playing the combo, but I think they're just playing a deck that is discarding cards and pinging people with it. Well, we've got a classic modern blow to blow matchup here where my opponent and I are both failing spectacularly to play anything. But I was the first one to finally limp out of the crapulent state of playing nothing. I found another Flame Blade Adept. That's fine. I think I'll be okay. Smash. Magikarp used Splash. The enemy's Magikarp also used Splash. I love that. Our Magikarp ran out of PP first and started using, what is it, Struggle? Is that what it's called when your Pokemon runs out of ability points and just wiggles? Yeah. Yeah. Advantage burns. Yeah. Well, I remember Pokemon, dude. I mean, I'm not an idiot. I knew how to win in those games. Obviously on a basic mechanic sense. Yeah, it's reasonably sweet, King X Ziggy. We didn't do too well in our first couple of matches, but we did play against Burn and then Arclight Phoenix. I hope that Phoenix deck is pretty decent. That would be fun to play. You gonna do one? You doing one to me? Thought I'd take one. What the hell is happening? My opponent's all-in vomit their nonsense on turn 1 deck didn't all-in vomit their nonsense on turn 1. Yeah, it's got Menache, but I've got Fatal Push. That doesn't dodge a push. Doesn't dodge getting pushed off a cliff, Roy. Doesn't dodge shit. 2 blockers. 2 blockers! Discards 2 Abrades. Plays Hollow 1 for 1 mana. Street Wraith. There it is. I guess I should have played Lurrus this turn, because if they have removal, next turn I would play the Mentor and then use Unearth to get the Lurrus back. Oh my god. Well, flip me sideways. Also, if I'd played a Lurrus and I had a Mishra's Bauble, then, yeah. There is 2 swamps, 1 island, and 1 plains in this deck. So those are our outs at the moment. Didn't want to set EE to 1? It's an interesting question, Roy. What were my other options that were relevant? Can you think of a better option? No, I didn't. No, it has a counter on it. I literally did the thing. Oh, Roybert. No, I understand. I understand. No, I didn't. No, I've gotten myself with EE enough times. I've played probably at least 100 matches of decks with EE in it. I've gotten myself enough times. I'm fully capable. Fully capable of putting an EE on the correct number. Yeah. They got me good there. Nothing else to say about that. Yeah, well, Blood Moons were not particularly particularly big, I think, when Jiggy built this deck. They've really picked up in the last week or so. Since the new set came out. They're going to Burning Inquiry? That's awesome for me. His hand is kind of trash. Hit me, baby. I mean, if I lose all my lands, you know, obviously that's going to suck, but... Oh, come on. You didn't have that at... angry. The deck has more than enough fetch lands, Shauna. I could have grabbed some. Where do I find out if you beat Mr. Beast? Did you play against Mr. Beast? Milk crates? Because I believe that contest was very specific. You needed to be playing on Arena. You needed to queue up against Mr. Beast and then beat him. The name said Mr. ___ Beast. I would not be surprised if several people in the Magic community had created fake accounts that were similar to the name Mr. Beast, but were not actually the name Mr. Beast, and then were playing it within the window in question. So, I don't know what to tell you other than send your screenshots to WotC and demand your money. But more importantly, ask them where your elephant is. Where's my elephant? Where's my elephant? Oh, it's the elephant song. I love that song. Reminds me of elephants. $25 USK in dollars or gems or monies. I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't pay any attention because I was like, even if I manage to play arena and queue into said person, I did not really expect to be able to beat someone who plays enough Magic for WotC to reach out to them and have them play for them for $25,000. So I have no details for you, Milk Crate, but best of luck in getting your due monies. Okay. I'm going to take the hit from this Flameblade Adept just because the one Fatal Push I kind of need to hold on to in case they manage to get up to or find a Magus to play next turn. So I need the Bauble and I need to hold up a blue. Well, now I don't need that Bauble. I can use this Bauble. Do, 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 do. Or Mr. Beast might be Nigerian royalty. I mean, it's possible. Name like that, he could be anything. Even a boat. It's a large Flameblade Adept. Oh, four damage is not unreasonable. Although if they put a Hollow One into play, I would have been more nervous. Fine. I'll set myself up for failure. I'm so ready to lose for this, by the way. I'm ready. Bring it on. Street Wraith on top. I mean, they're going to pop the Soul Guide Lantern on the next thing I do no matter what. So this means I'm going to have an Unearth sitting in the graveyard for my Snapcaster Mage to grab. So I guess that's not nothing. Okay. It's just a 2/4 haste. We're still good. Okay. Just going to 9 here. Still good. Still good. I mean, the Snap Unearth is going to do its best job this turn. I mean, there's not really... Yep. But if I'm not drawing any more action, it's really, really lackluster. So they can attack me for 3 this turn. Lightning Axe. All right. So fun interaction that they have going is that if I attack them, they can block my Monastery Mentor and then discard a card to the Glint Horn Buccaneer, which will deal a damage to me. Oh no, they can't, because you can use this only when it's attacking. Okay. One assumes they have something here, but whatever. I'll attack with my 1 creature that has 2 toughness. All right. We survived that one. Probably not going to survive this turn, but we survived that attack. So I take 3, and they have a 4/2 Flame Blade that I was planning on blocking, but I'm going to 2 here. Yeah, we didn't yet, but we'll see if we do. So I'm dead. Menace. Exactly dead. So we lost 1 game to Magus of the Moon. The only game we won is because they only had 1 land. Like, oh, this this is the fastest league in a while. I have not gotten trashed this badly in a while. You won back your channel points. Well, that's good. To be fair, I don't think necessarily the second deck we're going to be playing would have fared all that much better in the matchups that we just played. Because it was... well, the Phoenix deck was kind of medium. Maybe we could beat that. Oh, great. Big Dan is a very competitive player. So, no free points here for sure. This hand is garbage. Not doing anything until turn 3 seems like terrible. This hand has no blue mana at all. But it has an Inquisition. I'm going to keep it and bottom the sort of worst blue card and hope that this comes together. Not as far as I know, Roy, but most people who are Daniel by first... Oh, he scooped out. What? Okay. Are they scooping the match? They didn't mulligan any number of times. Literally 0 times. Might be gifting wins. I've never seen it before. Yeah. I've never gifted a win at 0-3, but I'm unusual apparently. Most people don't bother to gift the 0-4 win. I wonder how many beans that they bet. Alright, maybe we get a 2-3 out of this. Praise Emrakul. Yeah, we can keep this. So this has to go for black mana. So I think I do that. Here's my Lurrus K-Buy. I like it. I like it. Oh no. Well, it's a good thing I got in before the chalice. Hey, look, opponent, I'm playing garbage. You should definitely chalice on 1. I'll never be able to beat that. Oh no, no, Thought Nazi, you're on your 7 keep. Oh, whew. Well, like, I could definitely blow that up, but something tells me it's not the right decision. I think the kids are calling it common sense. Jeez, this hand sucks. Wow, this is really poor. Inquisition here does not steal a Raging Spaghetti Monster. So, oh, they don't have one. Oh, they're on the gigantic Eldrazi build. Double Conduit of Ruin plus All Is Dust. All right, I mean, did they have 2/3 of Tron in their hand? Holy crap. It's terrifying. Well, I don't know how I'm going to beat Conduit of Ruin into gigantic Eldrazi, but my opponent hasn't done anything yet, so that's something. If only I had somewhere to be. So we've been crushed by aggressive decks of every kind, and now we're going to be crushed by a bad mid-range deck. With a pretty unspectacular draw, to be honest. What?
I thought they would be too cold. I thought I better bring them in.
Okay. uh... If only I could set this EE to 8. Alright, well. I gotta use this Thought Scour. I had meant to fetch at end of turn. What did they get? Ulamog? Can they play that next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If they hit their last, sorry, 7, 8 off the Reshaper, right? Or the Conduit? Yeah, so. They need another Temple to do it. It's unlikely they could actually cast it this turn, but. Does Grafdigger's Cage stop Bring to Light? It does not. Bring to Light puts the card into exile, and then they cast it. So if you read the text on Bring to Light very carefully, you will see why it does not. No problem. No problem. Oh, they put it on top. Oh, I see. They had the temple in hand already. I have no out for an Ulamog. No out for an Ulamog. We're just dead. They cast a turn 5 Ulamog. We lose. Super. They were playing Matter Reshapers. And they're probably playing Thought Not Seers. I guess I should grab all the pushes. Repeal's going to be quite poor again. Alright. Although, we have the engineered explosives to get through chalices, if they're playing them, which I assume they are. Although, I think that specific build wasn't, but I can't remember. So, we're on one land again. With double push. Did not see any 1-drops now. I mean, I'm sure they're playing map. Why are you curious about 1-drops? What is making you think about 1-drops? Repeal? Chalice. Oh, sure, but I mean, usually they play maps and chalices. The likelihood of them playing chalice is very high, but specifically the Conduit of Ruin build I saw a couple weeks back that did reasonably well in a challenge wasn't playing chalices. It was surprising, but I guess it made sense in the context of what they needed to make room for the conduits and more fatties. I think the pushes are just not good enough. All right, his hand is better. Good old-fashioned ramp deck. Yeah, basically. I mean, the mid-range creatures and the Karns were all still there. Basically, they just cut the cheese factor with the chalices. But I think the thing is that when anyone plays against Eldrazi Tron, they're still going to board as if the opponent has chalices, whether or not they ever see them. Which is correct. So they kind of get some of the value of playing the chalices without having to play the chalices. I guess Unearth is going to make this Mo better. Better than it looks. I need the Unearth for next turn. No, we can't play out our... Oh my god, we can. I see it. Good call. Yeah. I see it. I see it. I didn't want to use the Unearth like that, but it makes sense. So... yeah, I think we can play out most of our hand. Yeah. Yeah. If they have Natty Tron next turn, we're gonna get stomped basically no matter what we do, so this all makes sense to me. Let's draw a 0-mana artifact. That would be the ideal, because then I could also play Emry this turn. Nope. Flats is good though, because that means I can push this ballista right now. If they don't, and they'll be able to kill a monk. Oh, not necessarily. So actually, let's hold control. No, I'm holding control. You're supposed to. I needed to turn off the auto yields. I did not realize. All right, whatever. So they can kill a monk. They shouldn't have been allowed to, but so if I was more savvy about the way triggers were working there, I could have prevented them from even killing a single monk. Now, if they have Natty Tron into All Is Dust, we're screwed anyway. So, but we tried. Yeah. So I should have one more monk here. I screwed up. Whatever. Depending on what they have, it's not going to be relevant. Temple. That is not the thing they needed. Although TKS is, yeah, bad enough, sort of. We'll see. Although I can push it. Push it real good. Might be able to kill them here. Tower on top? Okay, that's not the Tron land they're missing. Do 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 do. Boo doo 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 boo doo boo boo. They could wait until the monk from path casting was created and kill that on stack anyway. Well, if I'd stacked the triggers right, Ogbrog, they wouldn't know their Thoughtseer was gonna, or their Walking Ballista was gonna die until my 1/1 monk was a 2/2. But before the new 1/1 monk came in, I could have pushed it. And I stacked the triggers right, I think, but because I had the auto yield on, I couldn't do it. But I should have been able to get one more monk out of that. And there's no reason. So they had let me make like 3 1/1 monks and let the next one get a 1/1 from push, and they would kill that one anyway. Oh, you're right. I see. Yeah. You're right. Unless, of course, I forgot that push was going to give me a trigger, which in paper I would have. Touche, nerd. Touche. You didn't understand the fact that not only did I not see that line because I was overthinking the one I did make a mistake on, but I made another mistake. I didn't say intentionally. I just say I now know that I would have. Whoa. We are not judges, Alex, because we're great Magic players. In fact, I would argue perhaps some of the reason we're judges is because we're not the greatest Magic players. Crafter's Cage. Well, we have engineered explosives to get to. And I have a repeal if I ever need a one-shot turn with that. Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about the cage. I would have been more worried if they had immediately snapped off the map. What I'm worried about is the fact that I have nothing to do. I was really expecting to draw an artifact or something by now. Yeah. Well, Ogbrog, there's been a reasonable number of Emry decks that have existed that were able to subsist with 10 artifacts as this one has. And there are some Thought Scours to try to make it work 10 to 12 minimum. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think Jiggy would tell you that he's not playing on the minimum. But that hasn't been the bulk of the problems we've been facing today with this deck. Two engineered explosives, 4 Mox Amber, 4 Mishra's Bauble. Oh, it's not a problem. There's this tower. So they have the Ulamog in hand. Yeah, they do. All right. All right. Decisively 0-4 question mark, because we got the free win against Big Dan. We only got 2 game wins in that entire league. So whatever this deck is, I think the metagame is super hostile for you to try to play something like this. Because of the red-white prowess deck, everyone is gunning for creatures real hard. So while the potential synergy in this deck is very, very high and powerful, I think you have to play Areo to try to make this deck anything that's worth spending time on. And I specifically think so because that is not necessarily something people are ready for right now, and it might give you the kind of room that you need. Now, we've talked before about Areo. It looks cool. I think Jiggy has gone too far on some of these cards. So like Jace Vryn's Prodigy, I can't possibly believe this is playable right now. This can't be playable right now. This is not possible. There's no, I can't believe that that's something you should be doing right now. No, I think this is the second or third or fourth. I mean, to be perfectly honest, this is like probably the 10th plus iteration of this deck. The problem is each time this deck is iterated on, it's being iterated on in a different modern meta. The meta is constantly shifting based on what is popular, what is viable, what is legal. This original version came, I believe, in a Euro meta. And I'm trying to remember. Yeah, we've played a Grixis, Lurrus, Emry deck before with all sorts of stuff. 6 snaps with barely any targets seems sketchy. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's like really all in on the Unearth. I mean, it's not barely any targets, right? There's Repeal, and Repeal's supposed to do all this fancy nonsense with your 0 cost artifacts and your 1 card that gets rewarded for it. That's the problem I have, is like, this is the only card we have that's getting rewarded for it. That said, someone mentioned, what is it, Sedgemoor Witch? I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Sedgemoor Witch. So this is a 3-mana 3/2 menace. It's got ward, pay 3 life. So if your opponent wants to target it, they have to pay 3 life. It's got Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token. So, no, it doesn't trigger off artifacts. I completely agree with you. You're not wrong. No, Sai would not be, well, I don't think Sai would be better. Yeah, I understand. Guys, I'm not saying that this is a replacement 1-for-1 for Monastery Mentor. I'm saying that if you played a 2-color deck, because this deck is barely playing white for anything, you could rearrange things in a way that was less fragile. No, the Professor 711. That is maybe not the case, maybe shouldn't be the case. So, Jiggy built this deck without Areo, said Areo was the worst part of the deck. I think that was a very specifically sort of meta, in that meta, and what I'm just generally commenting on after our abysmal 0-4 question mark league is everyone is targeting creatures, everyone's tuned into killing small creatures. So when your small creature is relying on bad cards like Mox Amber to come in, and you can't compete with the prowess decks, Burn has your number in game 1 by accident, just by playing Eidolon of the Great Revel. They just auto won the game on turn 2 by playing that card, and we didn't have any of our 2 fatal pushes or 4 repeals or 2 engineered explosive to deal with it. It is possible to win those games, but it's brutally awful. This deck wants to be a blue-black Thopter Sword deck really, really badly. I don't think that's true at all. Those decks are combo decks, or at least like a hard control deck that try to get the game to the point where they stabilize with Thopter Sword, and that sort of pulls them through. This deck is a lot more aggressive and synergistic in a way that deck is not. That deck is a lot more interactive than this one. This deck's interaction are 2 Fatal Pushes, 3 Inquisitions, and 4 Repeals. Yeah, I think Thopter is very, very different. Thopter is not anywhere near as, quote, powerful in terms of what it's going to put into play, but it's very grindy and usually a lot more disruptive. It also usually has Whir of Invention for a tutor package. Not normally playing basically any of these creatures except for maybe Emry. Current format just seems too slow and fragile. It's very, very fast if everything stays alive. But also we were just having consistency issues. Over the 4 games or 4 matches I actually played, I should have mulled to 5 at least 2 or 3 times. But maybe that's just a maybe that's just a variance issue on my end. But I don't know. Anyway, that's yeah. I'm sour on that deck until Jiggy either demonstrates or somehow tells me that it's really been overhauled. I'm just not interested in that at all. I tried. I really did, buddy. We had good sideboard tech against like everything we played against pretty much, and it just didn't matter. Our opponent played a 3-mana 2/4 from that crazy mono red or red splash black deck, and that 3-mana 2/4 just ate us alive. Glenhorn Buccaneer was just like impossible to remove because I'd already used a Fatal Push on a Flame Blade Adept. So we're gonna switch over to the sweetness that is Velomachus Polywarp. But for anyone in the future who's watching that video on YouTube, hopefully you enjoyed some part of my abysmal failure there, and you can hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, check out any other videos you like, and I will see you over there. And for everyone who's hanging out live, we are moving on to Velomachus taking turns. So stick around. What's Teamer Ren and Mama? That's a Teamer Breach deck that's splashing green for more than just Veil of Summer. And so Teamer Breach Mama is here, and this is going to be playing Veil of Summer in the sideboard as a very light splash. And then Teamer Ren and Mama is going to be through the breach with red and 6s in the main deck. So I mean I can make this look better. Hold on, let's go delete. Oh no, this has the correct mana base, or at least close to it. We go Ren and 6. So there we go. Well, first of all, Brogue, I wouldn't expect all 4 of those people to finish and enjoy playing the deck. So if you're like quote unquote worried about that, I wouldn't worry about it. On Squirrel Blade, there's 2 things you're going to need to do to beat Velomachus. 1, you're going to need a reasonable plan for if your opponent plays a turn 3 Teferi. I think you can be fine against a turn 3 Teferi Time Raveler, especially because they're not realistically going to have a board presence. So I really don't think you need to worry about that all that much. And then, sorry. And then second, you need to either have a small amount of removal or a small amount of counterspells, or a mix 50-50 of both, because normally after they resolve their Teferi, or without the Teferi, they're going to be trying to use the card It's an X spell, so it's hiding over here. Red, X, destroy that many treasures or sorry, artifacts, creatures. Indomitable creativity. There you go. Indomitable creativity. So that's how they get their Velomachus into play for 4 mana. So, I mean, that's it. The deck is not necessarily all that